Hello everyone, welcome to Quick Code Academy. Today in this video I'm going to tell you how we can utilize NgRx Store in Angular 20 application. NgRx is state management tool that we can utilize in our Angular for state management purpose, and in this video I have covered all the necessary methods that you should be aware while using NgRx Store. So even if you don't know anything about NgRx Store, still at the end of the video you will be able to create your own actions reducers, and you should be cleared with the basic functionality of NgRx Store. In this video I have demonstrated the actual practical example so that it is easier to relate. So without wasting any time, let's start with the video. So in order to use NgRx Store, first we need to install NgRx Store in our application. So how can we do that? So we can just simply say npm install @ngrx/store, or we can add this command as ng add @ngrx store. So once we run this command, the NgRx Store related packages will be added into our package.json and we can use it. So here it's asking me some stuff. Would you like to proceed? So I will just say yes, and it will install the NgRx Store. And from the package.json, once everything is installed, so after that your package.json will get updated. So through this command line we can understand it has updated two things, package.json and app.config.ts. so we can see over here it's using NgRx Store 20.1.0 version, and also we can verify our app.config.ts. so here if I go to this app.config.ts, so here also we can see it has added this provide store, and it has added in our providers section. So in order to use this NgRx Store, we need to first specify all the actions necessary that we are going to perform, and everyone just show the example of one creating one reducer, but here I am going to show you two reducers. So before that we need to create the actions. So to create action we need to import this create action from NgRx Store. Then these are the action we are going to perform on one of the reducer, which is increment and decrement. So this is classic example of counter, increment and decrement. So here after create action we need to specify what action we are going to perform and the name of the reducer. Okay, this is for identification. You can choose to omit this part, but it is better for debugging purpose and easier to understand as well. And one more action that I'm going to create, this is for the other reducer function. So in one actions file I'm going to show you this three separate action, two belonging to one reducer, a counter reducer, and this belonging to the user reducer. Okay, so here the syntax is same. Export, we are going to export this set user action, create action. Here I have mentioned like this is for user set name. Then this is the format in which we require the value, right? So this is about the actions. Now I'm going to tell you how we can create the reducers. And this set username create action, I just forgot to add this round braces. So now the syntax is perfect. Like this is the set username, and it should accept the properties with this name, which is of string type. Now the next part is we have to create reducers for our actions. So this group will belong to the counter reducer, and this group will belong to the user reducer. So we are going to create the reducers accordingly. So first we need to import now the create reducers and on from @NgRx Store, and we need to import the actions that we have exported in the actions.ts file, which are increment, decrement and set username. Now first we will create the counter reducer. How can we create that? So we need to mention export const, since we have to import it later, and we need to use the create reducer function. So create reducer function accepts the initial value, and here we need to mention on which action we need to perform what action. So on increment we will get the current state and we are going to increment it. Similarly we are going to decrement by 1, and this is for user reducer. So here also initial value name is empty string, and when we will get the new name, so we are going to override it. So this is what the syntax looks. I know here it should be decrement, so I am going to change the decrement. So the first what we have done, we have imported the create reducers, then we create two individual reducers for two separate type of actions. So this one was for counter reducers, so we club it, this increment and decrement, in this reducer, and the user specific reducer we have created separately, and we are going to use this set username action for that, which is going to override the new name. Now we have created the reducers. Now we also have to register these reducers, that I will show you now. So registering reducers is very simple. So if you are on Angular 20 and this video is specifically for Angular 20, we need to navigate to app.config.ts file, and here when we did ng-add command, at that time this app config was updated, and here we have got this provide store. So within this we need to add our reducer. So we can give the name as count for the counter reducer, and this is up to us what name we have to provide. So I have provided count, so if you want to provide anything else then feel free to add, and here I am going to say user. So now in this way these two reducers are registered with us. The next part is how we can select the stores and how we can update the values. So before performing any actions on the reducers of our store, we need to first check whether our reducers are registered properly or not. So this you won't find at many places. I am going to tell you in this video how we can check that. So for that, first we need to inject this store into our app component. So in my case this is app.ts file. In your case any file that you want to use, any component file where you are going to perform some actions. So now to check whether they are registered or not, so I am going to create one variable store, and I am going to inject store. So it will import this store from NgRx Store, and just for debugging purpose I am going to create ng-on-init method, and within that let's just check if we subscribe to this store what we get. So this is how we are going to validate whether it is perfectly registered or not. So I'm going to say this dot store dot subscribe, and here I'm going to pass state, and here I'm going to just print it what I'm getting in the state. Okay, so let's go back to our console. This application, I've loaded the application. If you do click on this console, you will get this our state. So in our global state currently there are two reducers, one is count and one is user. So that means our reducers are registered properly. Now I'm going to tell you how we can update these values, since we have some actions like increment and decrement on count and setting the username over here. So in this way we are going to check now. So let's move to that topic. Since now we have tested our registration of reducers, now we can start with the actual implement. So to start the actual implement, first we need to import all the actions, because those are necessary to perform these actions on the store. And here I have just imported few pipes like async pipe and JSON pipe for displaying purpose. So first we need to select the appropriate slices of the store. So here how we can select that, this dot store dot select, and we can mention the key name. Which is this key name? Just to remind you, we have this key names over here, right, which we have used for the registration purpose. The same we have to use. So I have created first variable count, then I am creating second variable user, and in the same way I have selected user. Now I will create increase method. So increase, so whenever I will click on button, it will trigger increase, and what this will do, this will dispatch this event action which is increment. Similarly I can do the decrement as well. So here this is the decrease function, within that I'm going to dispatch this decrement event. And the last but not the least, the set name, and here I am just emitting this set username, and within that I am just passing this name as QCA, which is Quick Code Academy. And just to remind you, we have imported this all the actions at the top: increment, set username and decrement. And just to save the time, this is how my HTML look. I have commented this. So here what I am doing, I am displaying the count, and since the count is asynchronous, so I am using this asynchronous pipe. And here I have two buttons, increment and it should be decrement. So this is what happens when we just copy the first line onto the second line, so that's why. So now this one is decrement button, which is calling decrease method, and here we have this user object which is asynchronous, that is why I have mentioned asynchronous pipe. And we cannot show the display object directly on HTML, so that is why I am using the JSON pipe. And here we have this set name button. Okay, so I am going to save these two files, and now this is how it looks. So initially my value is 0, here my value is empty. Why it is coming up as empty? So if you remember clearly, then while creating our reducers we have mentioned this initialized value, right? So if you keep any value over here, and it will be initialized with the same value. Now let's just test our functionality. So ideally whenever I will click on increment, it should increment the count, and it is incrementing, that means it is working fine. And over here where I have subscribed, over here also it's getting incremented, right? And similarly it should get decrement as well. so it is decrementing properly. So that means our this increment counter reducer is working perfectly fine. So now this one is object. So now whenever I will click on this set name to QCA, since I am dispatching one hard-coded value over here, the name should be QCA. So if I click on this, now the state has changed with the new value name QCA, and over here also we can see it, the count is 3 and it is a QCA. So this is how we can utilize NgRx Store in Angular. So it is very now just quickly summarize what we have done so far. So first we use this add command to add the ngadd @ngrx/store. Then we created actions. So we created total 3 action out using this create action function, where 2 belong to the counter reducers and 1 belong to the user reducer. And then after creating these actions, we created the reducers. So reducers we created using this create reducer method, which accepts the initial value and updates the older value, so current value. So on increment it is incrementing, on decrement it is incrementing. In case of user it is overriding with the new object that we are passing from the component. So once we create the reducer, we need to just register the reducer. So for that, in Angular 20 we have to use this provide store, and here in the form of object we register these 2 reducers, which are counter reducers and user reducers. And this key name we can use anything. So based on the reducer name we can mention the key names. So here I mentioned count and user. So and in the actual component we have utilized this actions. So how we first we tested the registration, but first we injected the store, then we subscribe to that, and in the console we check whether it is subscribed properly or not. So it was subscribed so it was the validation was successful of registration, and after that we start performing the events. So first we created one variable and we selected one of the slice, which is count, and for user we selected user, and these were the method. On increase we were dispatching increment event, on decrease we were dispatching decrement event, and on set name we were setting this QCS name. And in the HTML we were just calling this method to have the updated value. So I hope you have learned something about NgRx Store so far. So if you learn it logically in one sequence, then it is very easy to understand this concept. So I think I hope you have liked this video, and for more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.